We're live. Oh my God. It's been so long.
How long?
Then? When? What? When will then be now?
Just now.
Soon.
Soon.
Soon. Why not?
When will soon? When will soon be
you're screwing it
now?
up. No. Just
Soon.
then. No. When? What's
When
the-
will then be now?
soon?
Soon.
Sure. It is.
We've had a new breakthrough in movie technology.
It is.
The movie's out on video before the movie's finished.
Wait, we're gonna get a copyright infringement from YouTube for using those lines. They're gonna hate us.
They're spoken. Screw you, YouTube.
Yeah, they'll be like, you can't do
infringe
this.
me for just spoken word.
Infringe upon you.
I highly doubt it.
You know what I'm gonna call? I'm gonna call
What do you call them?
10 seconds. You know why?
Because you decided.
Because I decided I'm gonna call 10 seconds. Now I'm gonna say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and thank you, Harris Heller, for the beautiful music. And it is the 12th of April. We can say we are back because after a Easter hiatus, welcome back to the Not Your Average Show. Corey, what's going on, brother?
The show, welcome back. Hey.
Hey.
I'm doing okay.
Hey.
We got some things to chat about, of course, so.
Ghostbuster. I don't know.
Ghostbusters.
There's a
Is there
comment from,
Ghostbusters news, EBY?
I don't know. We'll have to check that out.
Hold up.
Hey, we got a jam-packed show for you today. A matter of fact, so much. We got Hummer and Chevy trucks and their new EV moves there. Harmony is done, and we'll get into that. Brown goes beta. That's going to be real interesting about UPS and some of the stuff there. Mercedes has their EQS.
Oh my, yes.
And Microsoft is making a huge purchase. A big purchase for Microsoft.
They
So that's
continue to try to make purchases.
a couple of things we're talking about today. So how was your holiday, sir?
It was good. It was busy.
Yeah.
We
Good times?
yeah, it was good. I mean, we cooked a bunch of stuff obviously at home.
Yeah.
And obviously once the kitchen's all cleaned up, it's a lot better then, right? But
Sure.
it was good. Lots of good food. Yeah, and we had a crazy storm around yesterday, so that was one thing.
Oh yeah,
But
crazy storms.
that obviously didn't affect anything inside, although we had some plants outside. Plants
Gotcha.
had some bad events happen to them, so we had to fix some of that
Gotcha.
yesterday. But hey, it was good. Yeah, hopefully you guys out there had a nice time too.
Yeah,
So-
we had a good Easter. Saw fam. That was
Yep.
cool. That was a good time. We took some time off, and that was we did have a rocket launch last week. That was a day launch, which didn't bring. I thought there would be more people looking to watch that launch, and I guess there was a midday, and then it was a holiday week. So I guess a lot of people just didn't get out much for that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Same. We've done a few. Well, you guys know, right? YouTube, you guys know. We've done a bunch of launches, or number of launches now, and had a pretty good turnout. We thank you guys for all that turnout there and the support. And then yeah, we did our first day launch, as Mike was talking about, and I think we had about 30 people there max. So not. Again, I think people maybe they're just busy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know when we've done some other launches in the past with the night launches, we've had people from actually all over the world, which is really cool to see and chat. People from everywhere.
Right.
And it wasn't quite so diverse. Obviously, we had less people, but quite so diverse for our last shows. I don't know. So we'll see. Obviously, we're still planning on going to the manned launch later in the month.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be something for you guys to come back and check out.
And a new thing to check out here is if you look down below, we have the new ticker going as well.
The ticker has arrived.
We've got that, and the reason why we put that in there is because basically, if people jump into the show and they don't realize that we're just not a one-trick pony, that we do talk about other topics. We do talk about aviation. We do talk about space. We talk about EVs, cars, tech, and all this other stuff. That was just an interesting thing to throw in, so that if you find us, by all means, and this is one of the topics that you want to discuss. Leave us a link below of what you want us to discuss in the comments, and comment on our videos, because we welcome the comments. We welcome the comments in chat when we're doing the live stream. It's all part of the whole program.
Yeah.
So just something to, as I left the camera on you while I introduced that whole part. That's interesting.
It's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, do that, because we like to keep you guys up to date and part of the show. So there's that.
The show.
The show. So we have other things coming up for next week. I guess I should address the subject of trying to get into an airplane. This is going to be a really quick conversation. So I've been trying to get a plane for Corey and us to fly from the east coast of Florida over to Lakeland for Sun and Fun for the air show over there, which is like a 7-day long event. It's the second largest air show in North America outside of Oshkosh, which is last year it was canceled because of coronavirus, and we've been there numerous times. I've been there in different aircraft over the years, and just going over and taking a look, and can't get a plane.
Yep.
So not at the right price, I should say.
That being the case, we have found some planes, but we're trying to, only minimize cost. Obviously, maximize our time, our return, let's say, and for various reasons, not being able to get one, which is fine. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So we're still gonna go. By the way, we haven't. I don't know if Mike mentioned that already, but we're still gonna go. We're gonna work out the exact dates, but probably Friday, Saturday. This week, and we'll work on getting some live streams in for you guys. But also, so we'll have some footage post, and we'll put together some stuff, some
cool stuff, and some walk arounds.
We're hoping the weather holds out.
Because it doesn't look good.
We had some crappy weather yesterday. If you guys know anything about the weather that was here in Florida just yesterday evening, and actually the past 2 days, been kind of crappy. And hopefully it's not going to be as bad for Sun and Fun, because it'll be less fun even more if we're outside having to dodge thunderstorms. Air shows don't really like that kind of thing either.
No. Well, it's kind of weird because this is the shift in our weather pattern. So every other place in the country was starting to get out of the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. We're starting to make our move from the 70s to the 80s, almost to the bottom of the 90s, right? And those hot air masses give birth to thunderstorms in the afternoon. And that's something that we generally watch out for, and that's what Corey's alluding to. And usually, every weekend that there's a Sun and Fun over in Lakeland, there's a massive thunderstorm at some point during that weekend.
There is.
That usually, unfortunately, over time has actually ruined some planes over at Sun and Fun.
Turned some planes upside down, literally. Yeah. Quite literally.
Literally.
So yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see. So we got that planned for you, and so on. Coming up next week, we'll be there.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to kick it off today with one of my favorite things. I'm going to start it off right off the bat and get into what is a great move statistically and logistically from GM, right? And when I'm talking about this, so right now, actually I could go right here. We go to the screen. We're looking at the new Hummer, the 2024 GMC Hummer EV SUV, which they just literally came out last week. The first one off the line sold for like $2.5 million for charity.
Yeah,
that was just the pickup version, and now we're looking at the actual EV, right? 300-mile electric off-road will cost $110,000 edition one form, right? And it's pretty. It's a Hummer. It's a pretty Hummer.
It's a Hummer. I mean, we've been knowing that a Hummer was coming, an electric Hummer was coming for a while. They've hinted at it, as companies do these days with silhouettes. But here it is, and it looks like a Hummer.
It looks look. If you look at the old H3, H2, it kind of takes that step in the right direction. Yeah. The body style looks good. It looks modernized. It looks like it's going to be pretty.
It's new. Yeah, you can tell all that. New.
Okay.
Yeah.
So happy for them to make the step in that direction. However, the platform in and of itself has been designed pretty much systematically, just like a Tesla, in the essence of, let's say, they have copied the formula, which is let's go with one frame, one EV battery pack, so on and so forth, and we'll build upon it from there.
Design,
Now, this makes sense, except for there's a hitch in the works in the strategy that we have to discuss. And that is that means that obviously, just like everything else that usually happens across the boards in the community of autos, right? When you're going to produce one, why not produce one with the same flavor as another? And that comes down to the fact that Chevrolet will build their new electric Silverado. Okay.
Yep.
So, and it's going to be on the same platform and the same factory zero plant that they're currently going to do for the Hummer, which, again, practically... beautiful sense, right? So let's start the conversation there.
Makes sense.
Off of there, on its face, competitors, Tesla truck, the Cybertruck, so on and so forth. Go.
So if you guys aren't aware, just like some kind of numbers, we looked up some numbers earlier. Silverado, just to put it in perspective, we know a lot of people might know already that the Ford F-Series truck is the most widely and successfully selling truck. And it was last year as well in the U.S., selling rather, a 787,000. We looked it up a bit ago. But what I didn't actually know is the Silverado was the second in line, and
I knew
actually
that.
586,000 or something.
You said 586,675 to be exact.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Right?
So it's a lot, and but what kind of piecing this out though? Again, right? We know there's a new Hummer coming, and we figured it had a new platform. It's got batteries in it. Cool. We've now confirmed that. We have pictures. Awesome. But now we also know that the electric Silverado that will come is basically going to have the Hummer, the new Hummer, the EV Hummer, the platform. It's going to be it'll be a Hummer platform. So it's a unibody kind of EV platform. We've seen, again, as Mike alluded to, Tesla's got some of this going on. We know Volkswagen's also talking about doing this as well, to have kind of a common architecture,
common ground
in a way that's not bad, right? Because they want to get a lot of cars out, but they want to be able to engineer a lot of the problems out. They want to have a common parts for certain things that might be common. Some of this makes sense. But what to keep in mind is now anybody out there who is having a interested in buying a new Silverado or has a previous Silverado, now it might have a hint of Hummer in there, and depending on how it's...
there's something else though. The numbers comparatively to the fleet of what Tesla's already got in competition with the Cybertruck, right?
Yeah.
So if you take if you take a small percentage of what the Silverado is going to sell, right, 560,000. Let's round it up to 600,000 cars.
Yeah. So all the ones we talked about last year, those are all obviously all gas Silverados. Whenever you're watching this video, those are all gas Silverados from last year.
Right.
And just to set up Mike here too, we looked up the numbers for Tesla's all 2020 sales, and they're nearly 567,000.
So that's the difference, right?
509,000. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
I guess Mike can take it away as far as thinking, and anybody in chat too, thinking about how many electric Silverados, again, pure electric. These are not hybrids as far as we're aware. They're going to be pure electric. How many people out there that have an electric Silverado would opt for, have a gas-powered, petrol-powered Silverado, or would say, okay, I'm going to buy a new Silverado. I'm going to need a fully electric one. And yeah, as Mike said, if you get 10% of all the Silverados...
100. So right now, if you get 10%, you're looking at...
the previous sales, yeah.
Of the previous sales, you're looking at over 60,000 electric Silverados on the road. If you get 20%... Okay, excuse me, right? That's my number.
Well, what'd you say, 586,000?
586,000. So yeah, roughly in that range, right?
Yeah,
so what's basically coming up here is that you have Tesla in its category of car sales, right? Which has 500,000, which is a great number for Tesla. Fantastic.
Car sales, not
car
trucks.
Sales total. And then you have Silverado, which is 586,000, right?
Truck sales.
Okay, truck sales. So together in 1 year, the two companies combined sold about 1,100,000 vehicles. Okay. The difference is one was a carbon-based, burner, and the other one is an EV. But now all of a sudden you're taking one of the second best-selling cars in America, and you're going to make it an EV. And if enough people jump on board, there's one challenge I see for this strategy for them to make it work. And this is why 2024, I think, is the reason why they're shooting for it, is they don't have the infrastructure for this.
We've talked about this before, actually. A lot in the show as far as EVs, and not just in the cars, but electric and the air and air taxis and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and let's also not forget that supposedly this year, 2021, is the year that Tesla will will start actually selling and delivering Cybertrucks.
Right.
So the Cybertruck's going to be on the market, like in people's hands later this year, supposedly, right? We know Tesla, but we know Elon, but there you go. So, I don't know. I mean...
It's to me, okay, so James makes a great point in chat. He would bet that a lot of those sales would be in fleet. Understood. Now let's face it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
If you compare this to the Ford F-150, which I think sells 787,000 cars a year in the same category, that's not the real thing that I'm thinking of here, right? I'm thinking of the appeal for the mass public that are going to sell. If you're going to have a Halo electric car, it makes sense to bring back the Hummer name. It's been gone for a long time. It makes sense to bring it back almost as an EV. But when you're going to mess with success, and that's the part with Silverado, when you mess with success, you have a number of cars out there, but where I think that they really can't make the inroad is Tesla's infrastructure is better than anyone else's right now because it's got an 8-year head start on the competition.
Yeah.
Right? Or am I wrong?
No. I mean, of course that's right, because we don't know anything about the charging structure of the Chevy. It probably will be similar to other ones that have been out there, maybe ChargePoint, or depending on how they're. Well, I don't know. We'll see, right? We don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's the same old. It's kind of the same old question when you talk to somebody who is maybe open to talking about EVs, but doesn't know enough about them to know, okay, so I want to buy an EV. Maybe I'm maybe looking at it. How do I get this thing charged? Like, where can I charge this thing? How far can I go? Those kind of like baseline standard questions for EV, potential EV owners or anybody kind of interested in that is something that's, you need to, for us, knowing a bit about EVs already and to not know how Silverado is planning to charge their car or their truck now, then no one else is going to know yet. So,
But the Hummer's got a trick, though. Do you know Hummer's got a trick? The trick is
the Hummer has a lot of tricks.
Well, it's got one other trick they're saying, and I've read in other places that the Hummer
fast charge.
Well, it'll fast charge differently, but it will also charge other EVs. You could plug your EV into it, and it will charge off that. I'm not kidding.
Whose EV though? The Silverado?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting because it'll be great that you could drive your Silverado across the country as long as you have our Hummer behind it to charge it.
Yeah, but then the Hummer's going to be dead.
I know. That's why. It's interesting, though. Look, if you're going to throw a lot of EVs on the road, and we hinted at this over the past couple of weeks, infrastructure is going to be stressed. I don't think we're ready for a full EV future, even though a lot of people are backing it right now. We still have more EV cars to talk about in this episode. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Totally, Seriously, this is a big shift. And I know, look, it makes perfect sense for GM to cover their bases, knowing that Cybertruck is going to be nipping at their heels in a very, very big segment. Even if Cybertruck goes in and gets... Look, you got 750,000 plus 600,000 cars.
How many reservations have already been made?
I don't know, but I mean, if you sell 60 to 70,000 Cybertrucks, you're pretty much eating away at the EV future of GM and their vehicles as far as trucks go. Big move. Big move. So, very interesting.
I know this is old news.
Go ahead.
It's from August 2013. But back then, at that time, Elon had said that there has about 200,000 reservations for Cybertruck then. Again, these reservations, not people that have paid full price. You can get your reservations back. No, 2020.
Oh,
August 3rd, 2020.
August 3rd, 2020. How many people?
200,000 plus. I mean, so if he says that, he's thinking, 200,005 or something, not 250. Or he was probably would have said that. But I guess that's my point is that, I mean, that's a bit strange to say. I don't know how many of those people are, going to say, yeah, I'm going to get it.
Right.
I know I've seen people on Twitter saying, I've put in 2 reservations for Cybertruck. I'm not going to buy 2. Why would I buy 2? But I don't know. Maybe there are. So, it's kind of, I guess it's the kind of same old thing, for a new car that has reservations. How many people actually going to follow through and pay? And likewise, out of that number, how many of those people would have rather bought an electric Silverado or electric Hummer?
Right.
And they're like, I'm going to Cybertruck instead.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to check it out. Hey, remember, folks, leave a comment below and let us know what you think about what the future of EVs, especially Hummer and the Silverado, are going to be, and when Ford's going to jump in that arena, and the Cybertruck. And let us know which one you would buy. And like, subscribe, and follow. Also, another great comment here from James. Missed the show you guys talked about. Looking forward to you guys covering the air show down there. Yeah, it should be fun. We're excited.
We're hoping for good weather.
Yeah, the weather's
We're going to remain optimistic, but kind of probably not.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so there's more for me. I'm going to go into another article really quick because this is a big buy item, and then Corey's going to take the show for a little bit.
I'll take it for a spin.
You're going to take it for a spin, but I'm gonna drop you some big news here on. It's actually, from all people, it's going to be Microsoft. Microsoft is in talks to buy Nuance Communications for about $16 billion. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to tell you that there's a really big reason why this is important. Because Microsoft is on a buying spree.
They are.
Recently, they've wanted to buy Discord, which is a chat service which was used primarily by gamers, but has now flourished, I guess, during the pandemic. They were looking to buy that for $10 billion.
Yep.
Okay, they also lost out on their bid to buy TikTok, but they did buy ZeniMax Media for $7.5 billion.
Remember, they got LinkedIn.
Yeah, they got LinkedIn. They did get LinkedIn, right?
I mean,
So here's the big thing. The big thing about this one is the number, $16 billion. At $16 billion, at this buy-in, this will be the most money that Microsoft has spent on any acquisition, second in the most amount of money that they've ever spent, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But this is huge because Nuance, in and of itself, isn't like any of these other companies. Nuance, in and of itself, is an AI company. They specifically work in the area of speak recognition, okay, and its ability to understand AI. And now let's face it. I don't know if this means that for Microsoft, this is Cortana's a bust and they need to go further into their AI speech recognition, because everybody knows Cortana from the Halo series
Yeah.
was baked into Windows,
Yeah,
which
and it
became
was
their
bad.
speech recognition system. Don't know.
Didn't like it. Still
$16
don't like it.
billion. Now, you said something really interesting before about Microsoft, that this is their strive to become what? Or stay?
Stay relevant.
Yeah,
There's
right?
a lot of big companies, a lot of startups, and there's a lot of tech companies in many different fields, right? But Microsoft's been around a long time, and while Apple has its niche and following, and obviously Microsoft in a way has its following because they might have to, but I mean, again, I think in a way it's for Microsoft to stay relevant in people's minds because again, now not to discredit Discord because I mean, full disclosure, Mike and I use Discord. We do use it for gaming, but
Oh, yeah.
we do use it from other things as well. There's a lot of many smaller communities of niche interests will migrate to Discord. So obviously, like we said, a lot of gamers have their set up their like community on Discord. But again, Discord is a lot of things other than just voice communications. You can you can do a lot of your screen share stuff there. You can do in a way, I think the server, if I'm not mistaken, the rooms you can have like meetings, like telecom meetings, like you would on Skype or something else. But you can have many people in there, and you can share the screen, between everybody. I mean, it does everything that many other meet or chat or groups or teams, all those kind of things, for collaboration.
Right.
Discord does pretty well as well, and
I'm wondering.
Interesting.
I'm wondering because I just pulled up their site, right? And it says AI is our DNA, and this is the one for Nuance Technology, right? And I'm just reading here because it's interesting enough to see how they came up with this idea as being worth $16 billion. And it looks like these guys are heavy into COVID research, and they're also allied themselves with companies like Aetna, John Hopkins. It seems like they're very big into this section of the idea of saving lives using this AI technology.
Okay.
So, and it says the Nuance created our voice recognition spaces more than 20 years ago and been building deep domain expertise across healthcare, financial services, telecommunications, retail, government ever since. Our AI-powered solutions simplify human intelligence, deliver meaningful outcomes, and empower smarter and more connected world. Interesting.
Okay.
I guess they're there, and it looks like Microsoft and Nuance accelerating a better technological future. It looks like they're going to be combining somewhere, and they were acquired by Microsoft. Okay. So there you go. It looks like when Nuance is acquired by Microsoft. So it looks like it's going to be no longer hearsay. It looks like it's going to be legit.
According to their website, it's kind of
almost a done deal.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah. Okay.
So interesting. Big buy, $16 billion.
That's big.
That's a big investment. So as my son would say, big truck. Anyhow.
It is big.
Let us know what you think below, because this is just one of those things when you see a tech giant like Microsoft buying at $16 billion. You got to ask the question, what's the long play there?
They're not just throwing money around for no reason.
Well, actually, now that you say that, it seems like the beginning of the year, they are kind of throwing around money for, I don't know.
In a way, it almost seemed like they're throwing it around to see who would bite, if you know what I mean.
True.
Right? What can they get in this space? And as we've seen, some of the things went through, but some of the things didn't. And I mean, this one appears like it's going to go through, and we'll see where they go with it after that.
Who knows? And the fact that even Discord was in the discussion of $10 billion, to buy Discord, that's big in and of itself to tell you where they think that these markets are going to go in the future.
Because they had purchased Skype too, right?
They did. And I think Skype to date was their biggest purchase. I could be wrong, and I might correct myself, but I think Skype purchase was big money too.
Yeah.
Let me see. I just want to see what that.
Pull that up. Yeah.
What was that price on that?
Yeah, they tried to buy Pinterest apparently.
Right.
But didn't Pinterest get bought by Facebook? Or no, Instagram.
Instagram
is Facebook. Yeah,
and then so Microsoft bought Skype for $8.5 billion. Interesting.
Yep.
So hey, follow the money. Anyhow, follow us, like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below what you think about Microsoft's new acquisition and their AI technology division now, which is going to be obviously healthcare centric and helping people solve different problems in the world. So that'll be cool. Anyhow, as the discussion continues, Corey is going to take over the helm, and I think, where are you going with this one? Which one are you going with?
I am going to mosey over to some Mercedes news.
No. Okay. I'm
Let me hit that.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm bringing this one in. We found this one on the internet, of course, but I'm at The Verge, and it's the 2022 Mercedes-Benz EQS S-Class electric car. And so the S-Class, as you know, or you may not know, S-Class is kind of the quintessential like top of the line luxury car for Mercedes. They are kind of very, very nice luxury cars for sure to say. But then looking at this, there's some talk about it trying to in there compete with the Tesla S, as far as Tesla's like top of the line sedan, but kind of has that little like minimalist kind of feel that the Model 3 has. So anyway, I know Mike's got it up on the screen there. So as I was going through this, first thing maybe you should know is if you're looking at the interior of the car, the instrument panel is all kind of one glass panel. But there are screens in there, and they're multiple screens. It's made to kind of look like they're one screen, but they're actually 3 different screens. One in front of the driver, one in the middle that kind of, air climate control, all that normal stuff, and then one on the right that does different things. And then in the back, there's screens on both the headrests, and then there's actually another one in almost like a tablet you can actually take out in the console in the back of the seat. So there's cameras and screens everywhere. Lots of LEDs. It almost kind of struck me like as a concept, but polished,
very polished.
This is coming to market, and so what we got on the screen there is some interior pictures. What Mike and I were talking about was, okay, it looks nice.
No,
it looks gaudy, like I would say like a Mercedes. Hold on, Mike. The inside, chill. I'm getting there. But when we were looking at it as like the car from the whole and from the outside, I'm looking at it going, it just doesn't look.
No,
it doesn't look good.
It looks horrible.
And I don't know if you've got it on there, but do you have a picture of the concept?
I don't have a picture of the concept.
Because the concept for this car, I thought looked pretty cool. It had that concept kind of feel where you're like, okay, this is a concept car. It looks cool. It probably won't come to market looking like that, but it's pretty cool.
Sure.
This car doesn't look hardly at all like that car.
No.
I will say for sure, right, as you guys look at these pictures, they have camo on them, right, which is typical, right, of a car that's not quite released yet. But you can still see in some of the lighting the lines. You can see the contours, and it doesn't.
Wait, there is no lines.
What would you call it?
There's.
Would you
I said this is the Pacific. No, not the Pacifica.
What do you call it?
The Cirrus. This is the Cirrus that you wanted. That was an EV a couple of years ago because it really doesn't look like.
So if you were to think S-Class premium luxury from Mercedes, nope. I'm not picturing this car.
No,
I mean
this
it's
car
electric.
is lacking.
So what? This reminds me of manufacturers saying, "Oh, it's electric. Let's ruin how it looks," like they used to, and maybe not on purpose, but just that's how it kind of felt for me for a while. Like a lot of it's an electric car. Why does it look like that? Make an electric car that looks cool.
It doesn't.
And also functional and sleek and aerodynamic as far as drag coefficients go, and then I'll look by and hey, I got a Tesla. Okay, there you go. But what happened here? I don't know. Maybe you guys in chat, this is your style. If it is, I'm not trying to say, hey man, do whatever you want to do.
But all right, here we go.
I don't.
This is the profile pics, right? This is the profile.
Yeah, look at the
pics.
bottom right picture.
The bottom right picture doesnn't look anything better
than
a
Mercedes?
No, that looks like any jelly bean designed Hyundai from say 2013. Okay, it just doesn't look the case, and it certainly doesn't look premium enough. And if I saw this in a parking lot, the first thing that I'd think is, nice Hyundai. That's about it.
Yeah, if you're walking up to it, you'd be like, oh, that's a new car.
That's a new car, okay. But I wouldn't necessarily say that anything. So, and along with what Corey says, right here, this is supposed to be
through
premium.
Some stats in a minute, but we're going to
wait. But this is a premium brand. This is Mercedes,
and it's a premium line.
This is a premium line. This is supposed to be top of the line. And if I was going to turn around and say, you buy this or a Tesla Model S, I'd be like, Model S on looks alone. I don't care how many big screens it's got.
Yeah, and by the way, this is going to be over 100,000. Pretty sure. That's the rumor on the internet.
That's ridiculous. So. Now here's the thing. Now look, this year GM they took the Cadillac Escalade. They put multiple screens in it, and it looked fine, beautiful, gorgeous. It's not an EV, obviously, but the car actually serves a purpose, and it's to pin the line, basically, that came out almost in 2005. Don't make fun of my Hyundai. We get it, right? Hey, so wait, I got another comment here, right?
But yeah, I'm going to talk about the specs too, but go ahead.
Yeah, but here, look, this is pretty. Okay, this is pretty. This is by no means is that not pretty. Hold on, I got something to add to this conversation really quick, really quick. This, and I know that somebody's going to get a kick out of this. This is milquetoast.
just basic.
It's milquetoast.
Yeah, okay.
It is. Yeah. It is pretty basic. I'm done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
What about the specs?
Okay, now we've looked at some of how it looks. But some of the specs. Okay, so it is electric, so it's going to be probably pretty quick. They're saying 0 to 60 in about a little over 4 seconds. Top speed about 130. So it's going to be quick, not necessarily fast, as we talked about before. Supposedly coming in 2 battery sizes, 90 kilowatt hour battery pack, and then 107.8 battery pack. So just to put that kind of in perspective for you guys, the biggest pack the Tesla S has is a 100 pack. So just off battery capacity, storage capacity as far as energy goes, this should have a larger capacity. So possibly go a bit further. And that's actually what they're saying. They're saying, and I'll caveat this too, but they're saying this is supposedly going to 478 miles range, which is definitely pretty good.
That's impressive.
It is based off the European model of how they calculate those numbers, which typically has been overestimates what the American market would get. So we're looking about 350 for the American market. That's better than a lot of the Teslas. I mean, it's pretty good for an EV, but it's not 480 miles good, right?
Sure.
It's not over 400, which is kind of some, and actually some of the other companies, including Tesla with the new packs, are saying they're going to have cars that go further than 400 miles. So it does say it'll do fast charging, so about 180 miles in 15 minutes. Okay, that's great. It's supposed to have pretty good drag coefficient of about 0.02.
Right.
It says it's rear wheel and all wheel drive. So if you guys know about that, one thing I did see also that maybe is not apparent, it does have 4-wheel steering sometimes.
So it can do that.
That's pretty cool. And it says the single motor 329 horsepower to the wheels, and the dual motor / all-wheel drive trim gets about 516.
Okay.
Horsepower.
So you asked for something, right?
It's an electric car that's pretty snappy, but isn't that kind of what they all do?
So wait. You asked me to find a picture of the original, right? The OG.
The concept.
The concept. This is the concept.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
It's pretty cool looking, right?
That's gorgeous.
It's
right?
got one thing that I was looking at that definitely shows you how it's not the same as the lines on the nose by the headlights.
Yeah.
You look at those headlights.
Wait.
And then you go to those.
This is a dumpster fire compared to that.
Go back to the front, the nose, the front.
Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty. That's nice, right?
I mean, look at the ground effects. The
skirting.
Yeah,
the
all
front,
that around
the front fascia
the nose
looks,
and
looks
on the
great.
sides.
This is a train
like,
wreck compared to
happened?
that car. This is a train wreck. I don't know.
I just don't like it.
Maybe I should become a Mercedes engineer or something, but no, I don't see it at all. And even some of the, let's see, there's a picture here.
I just wouldn't pay anywhere near 100,000 for that,
all
even with these specs. And yeah, it's just a no. I mean,
so here is what's supposed to be.
Some people are gonna like it, which is fine.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it. So here's a picture of one that is supposed to be undoctored, like all the materials taken off of it, and I just don't.
Is that a render, like a speculation?
That's a render. That's a speculation. Car Scoops. They've taken all the stuff off of it and said this is what it's going to primarily look like.
Okay,
I don't see it at all. I see that this is going to be, I think, for Mercedes, a really big bomb.
Too many visuals. EBY says too many visuals.
Too many visuals in the cockpit. Is that what she's referring to?
I don't know.
Too many visuals inside the driving space?
I mean, I don't know. I'll leave it at that, probably.
There you go. Okay. Well, hey.
For me, anyway. You got anything else to add? I mean.
Well, looks like a Dodge Dart. That's exactly what I was thinking after that. It does look like the Dodge Dart.
It does look like a Dodge Dart.
When you look zoomed in, it looks like, I'm not kidding. He's right. If you look zoomed in, and that other picture that I just had up here, it looked a lot more like a Dodge Dart. It doesn't.
And from the rear end, it kind of shows a little bit of like old Taurus to me as well.
Yeah.
Not like 2000 Taurus, but maybe a little later than that. But I mean, again, not what I thought it would look like.
Or is it the Sebring? It looks like a Sebring, an old Sebring.
Chrysler Sebring?
So, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, there you go.
Hey.
So, new Mercedes. I don't know.
Hey, you know what you should do, though? If you hate this car or if you think we're completely wrong, leave us a comment. Let us know below.
That's true. We'd be happy for all the
We would love
comments.
to know what you guys think about it.
Yep.
As we go into other topics. It's interesting to me that other people would have the same opinion of that car. That there would be no shall I use a pun? There would be no harmony.
Oh, that's a segue if I ever heard one.
That's a segue. So yeah, I'm gonna take over the controls one more time here. And hey guys, if you're worth your weight in gold and you had a home theater system circa 2009, 2008 with a DVD player and some other form of input for, say, maybe even a VHS or something else, you probably had one of these, a Logitech Harmony smart remote. Bad news in the universe of smart remotes. They're done. So there will be no more new Harmony smart remotes from Logitech. And this is just to kind of throw it out there because, look, if you're a techie like me, I had a Harmony at the very beginning of the onset of the industry. Was when I had totally different devices. I had an Xbox hooked up to this and that, and 4 different types of things connected. And it really just goes to show, I think, Corey, that we're into a different world, even though Logitech said that they're going to support these into the near future, and they said that they're still going to be able to do whatever that you need to do. They'll give you the drivers. They'll update them with future models. The difference is there would be no new remotes produced. And I guess this is kind of telling as to, are we getting out of the industry of having 6 different boxes do everything when streaming has become so prevalent, and now you don't need so many devices connected to your TV, which is probably already smart anyhow.
I think it's exactly that. I think it's exactly that. That we had a lot of devices, as you said. Did you, if you were a number of years ago, did you have your whole entertainment center with a box for that, a box for this, a box for that? Well, yeah, people did that, and you did need like 8 different remotes. And now there was a Harmony remote, which you didn't need 8 different remotes. But now again, you don't. There's your phone can do almost all that stuff anyway.
Right.
And as Mike said, the TVs themselves are also now smart, and you can integrate with your phone or with your internet account or your streaming accounts or all of them. Or so the one thing that you still might be missing is the sound, the audio portion of your entertainment center, which is valid. There's still sound bars and other things for that.
Sure.
And TVs don't come with that stuff. Usually they're just the TV. But having like 8 different boxes up there that did a whole bunch of stuff that all integrated into like maybe the amp for the TV and that went to the TV, all that stuff's
now look,
thing, really.
Do you use ARC over HDMI at all?
No.
Okay, so ARC so that's one of the things I think that also changed this over HDMI connections, which usually gives you the opportunity, if you're not using ARC, okay, basically what it is it reduces the number of cables between your TV because it actually simplifies the signal process, and it will switch over automatically to certain devices and give you control over one thing. So our actual Apple TV does that, which is nice. It's really nice, actually, and it will improve the sound and the latency over the signal, but that also gives you the ability to control more stuff, which is interesting.
I mean, we could go into like the fiber optics for sound and stuff. There's other technologies that maybe a lot of people take advantage of for the TVs even they have these days. But again, I think it's exactly what you said. We just don't. A lot of people just don't have as many things up there for the entertainment center.
Yep, and it simplified things a lot. So it basically means it's the auto return channel just makes it simplified. So your smart TV can do more in integrating with your home theater system, and it works out very, very well. So, and I've been using it for a long time, and it just cut out the middleman. Yeah, for a degree. So, hey, there you go. Let us know what you think, and if you're sad to see the Harmony remotes go,
or you don't care,
or you don't care. Christina Richards says that she hated theirs, and it always ran out of battery. Very interesting.
300 disc.
300 disc DVD
Those
player.
Things that rotated, and they would pull one out and put it in your player. I remember that.
Remember when you used to have one for the car and one for home? You pull the one out and put the other one in, and
I didn't, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And then soon after that, there was it mini discs or whatever? You could put like a whole bunch of movies as well.
Yep.
And then it was
I remember my first MP3 player, and that was it. It was over from there. Interesting. All right. With that said, Corey is going to take us one step further into the future.
Let's do it. This is as we said. What is it? Where brown goes up.
Yeah, I think this is the one, right? This is the one. Hold on.
That
Here
makes
it is.
no sense. Here we go. I'm talking about UPS, right?
Yep.
So the package company that's obviously everybody knows about, right? UPS. Basically, the big news here is UPS is partnered with a company called Beta Technologies and put in a big order for a bunch of their VTOLs or eVTOLs. I say VTOLs because as we did a bit more research on the topic for you guys, the company Beta Technologies does have a vehicle flying. It looks it's very much like that one exactly.
Mhm.
This is called, let me get the name right so I don't screw it up. It's the Alia A250.
Pretty name.
And it's flying. They've already have a demonstrating model that flies, but they don't have, as far as I could tell, they don't have the vertical takeoff part done. So they're doing a lot of the airplane part. So they have some, instead of the skids on there on the one they're actually flying and doing testing on, they have some wheels on there. But it is an actual testing, not certified yet.
Mhm.
But anyway, I guess, right, the headlining news there is that behind the scenes, whatever they've been talking about with UPS, enough that UPS is confident, hey, this is going to be a thing for our productivity, or for our process. And again, this is looking like many other products you've seen for air taxi, but now cargo in this case. About 250 miles range. This is says at about 170 miles per hour of speed.
Right.
And they're saying 1,400 pounds of cargo, ideal for this platform anyway. And that's interesting.
Right.
I think for me, the headlining part, not so much the technology behind the vehicle itself, because we're seeing a lot of these different things, and this is a bit of a more I'd say a more traditional like design with VTOL capabilities added on.
Sure. I think so.
Obviously, you're right. I'd be interested to see how the aircraft will perform in the vertical takeoff capacity when they add the batteries back in. I did see that a lot of the tests they've been doing, the batteries weren't on board and all that kind of stuff. But this so this is a petrol power test vehicle currently,
correct.
right?
That did its first test flight.
Yeah, so they've been flying it, but it's petrol. Anyway, I guess the main thing for me is it's UPS. I mean, whatever they've been showing UPS behind the scenes, as far as their future, and then getting it certified, obviously through FAA, because it's going to be a domestic setup for at least. I haven't seen anything if they're talking about going worldwide, but anyway, point being, the company's out of Vermont. It's a U.S. company, just so you guys know. It's
got interesting specs though. 1,400 pound capability of lifting, and the payload, 250 mile range, which is actually pretty good. And then it's got 170 miles an hour.
I think this all is interesting to come back to. If they're targeting these numbers, these figures off of speed and range, off of current battery technology, or are they anticipating something with future battery technology that we've already talked about, right? Because I don't know that kind of stuff as well. And
hey, I got one word.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Oh, I know.
Jet Up Terra.
I'm
going to tell you why it's still Jet Up Terra. Because when you take gas and put it in a chamber and you use it in a way that people are familiar with, I think that they're going to beat everybody on range and speed, and their fluidic propulsion system is going to be a way to go. But I am surprised how many of these other unproven technologies are getting buy-ins from major corporations that are willing to lay out this cash.
Well, that was one thing also to point out, that this one doesn't have an S-Pack. They haven't done any of that stuff yet.
Right.
So
this is just straight up investment.
Not quite the same as some of these other volocopters and stuff.
So I mean, look, United is getting in bed with who is it? Lilium
and Mesa. Yes.
And Mesa, right? And so there's
volocopter.
So Arch was in one with one, and then the other one was with the other. So it really doesn't make a difference. Yeah. In some way, shape, or form, our skies are going to look different in the next 5 to 6 years with these eVTOLs taking over the marketplace. In short haul, it's still not going to change your long haul distances, but it will interconnect smaller, larger city routes with people that want on-demand, quicker travel, I can imagine.
Unless that regional carrier out of Belarus shows up.
Ooh.
I forgot their name already. I apologize.
Yeah, I can't remember. But there's a lot to it. I mean, it really makes me think about what it's going to be, what the certification process is going to be for the pilots that are going to initially be on board these aircraft, because I also don't see these things coming out immediately day one as being pilotless aircraft.
Yeah, like I don't see that. Yeah, exactly. I don't think seeing them roll out, 1,000 pounds of payload, pilot into this thing, and they fly it 150 miles with nobody on board.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
I know that would be something they are thinking about, but yeah, I don't see that happening just yet. It goes along with all the same things we've talked about with other companies that are doing air taxis and eVTOLs or just regular VTOLs, is getting them fully autonomous. I mean, we've done whole programs on the hurdles that are still in place.
Absolutely.
For not only the FAA, but all the because the technology is in a way almost ahead. Well, I'd say it certainly is ahead. It's ahead of the regulation. right? So
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Oh, but
and,
is that
but that's not new. I
that's
mean,
not new because aviation started. There was
not
no
new.
Federal
Yeah.
Aviation Administration. People just went up and flew.
Mm-hmm.
Orbital Right did
And-
not have to apply
and
for
then-
anything. I don't think.
The rules started showing up, and people started obviously messing stuff up. People got hurt, and
Mhm.
but anyway, we're off topic there. But there you go. But yeah, this is so again for me. I wanted to bring it up to show that there's other things going on than the players we usually talk about.
Not me.
And
I got my eye on
UPS
one.
is now doing this, so it's something to see what happens.
Sure.
So
I
know you're all in there with Jet of Terror, and I'm not saying I'm not. I would like.
No,
to
I know you are.
Follow
I
the
know
whole
you are.
industry as much as possible.
I'm breaking Corey's chops because when we okay, so here's my big deal.
Yeah, have at it.
Okay, here's my big deal. The only reason why I'm breaking your chops is because there's so many to pick from in a field of designs and different approaches to eVTOLs right now, right? And this is my major concern. When you go down and you look at the types of airplanes that you see at your local airport for, say, travel, right? Everyone generally gets on a commercial airliner. Well, there's only
Actually, stand by. Let me see something.
four
Keep
major
talking.
manufacturers of commercial airliners right now. Okay, and that's Bombardier. You've got Embraer. You've got Boeing. And you got Airbus. Of course, there's a couple of ancillaries like ATR and a few others out there, right? But overall, the big players are known. And everyone's design is conventionally just about the same. So I'm concerned about what's going to be coming in the future as to how many different design approaches that can be successful to fill in this space, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many different approaches in power plant can be successful in this space? And which ones are actually going to land a thumping economical blow that's going to make it satisfactory to both the operators, the investors, and the whole environment. To me, that's the biggest concern, right? That's what I got. What'd you send me?
Dollars and cents.
Okay.
I wanted to send you something. You may already have seen it, but I don't know if you have or not. But this is another resource I use to kind of keep track of some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the website called Transport Up. This is their hangar, the hangar. And it lists not all the players, but many of the major players in air taxi and eVTOL news. A lot of these you can flip through real quick and see that they're just concepts that somebody came up with and they're not even really in development.
Right.
But the point there is there's if you were just to go on the news and look up air taxi eVTOL stuff, you come across maybe 10 players maybe of varying research and certifications and testing. But there's actually a ton more out there.
NFTA
and they have different uses. So I wanted to kind of leave that with you guys just to because it's pretty interesting.
This is really interesting because I see some players on here that we know of, and then I see some that obviously aren't going to make it, and then I see others that are.
I mean, the Moeller Sky Car's in here. The DeLorean car we talked about is in here. Obviously, Beta Technologies is in here. Jet Up Terra is in here. So that's what I mean is Lilium, of course. A lot of the big players.
They're all here. Yeah, there's lots of players. And look, if I was the inventor of the Muller Sky Car right now, I'd be a little bit annoyed because I was probably onto something way before others, except technology hadn't caught up to my idea, right? But let's face it, a DJI Mavic or a drone back then that basically was the first thing that flew that was quad based, that was a mass production, because hobbyists were building those electric type quads for about 4 years before DJI took over the market.
James has got it right in chat.
Right. What's he saying?
He's like, you just want to fly one, Mike. That's your problem. Not saying you don't. Not saying you don't, but
hey, okay, wait.
I'm not saying I don't either.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I do just want to fly one, but here's the other part of it. I can. So if I can convert my license to now, I'm trying to figure out which license they would convert first: my fixed wing license or my helicopter license. Right? Which one would they do?
It might be a new category. I got to be honest.
Because I know that there's the lift category, right? The vertical lift category or something like that. That's the ones that the Osprey guys have. So there is one other class of airmen out there that exists. And here's the other part.
Tilt rotor, but what is it actually called as far as certification standards go?
Go look it up because I'm not really sure. The difference would be that, or would it cover my UAV license? That I don't know. Yes, I would like to fly one. Under which category and class, I don't know.
I think tilt rotor falls under rotorcraft.
It is still under rotorcraft.
But I don't know if that's a category as far as they're concerned, and then there's a class that's tilt rotor. I don't know. We'll see.
Because the 10, what was it?
Actually, that's another thing we didn't have ready to prepare. But the Bell
Augusta project.
That one's coming to market pretty soon.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So because now it's all Bell, or is it all Augusta that took over the project?
I think it's.
Because there is a tilt rotor that's coming out into
Is it
the
the
industry. You know,
209? What's it
let's not
called?
confuse it. There's a whole.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go into that because
We'll go into it
we hadn't
on
prepared
Wednesday.
for that yet.
Yeah,
But
nobody's
there
ready
are
for that.
multiple tilt rotors. If you guys know about the Osprey, it's the
tilt rotor.
It's a tilt rotor. So basically, it has two quite large, actually, rotors that can take the aircraft off vertically, and then they tilt and they convert to an airplane as it begins to go forward and gain airspeed. Then it is lifting wings are then the lifting devices. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this thing.
So
Lots
so
of
to
pictures
get
of
to get along
Ospreys.
with that, that's the tilt rotor. And what Mike's kind of saying is the pilots in this, they need to be familiar with how helicopters operate,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously how planes operate. And so it's like kind of a combined skill set. And what we were going at with there was with air taxis. If in the future, when air taxis finally are a thing, in whatever form that is, when they're manned for a while, because they certainly will be, at least for testing in the beginning, maybe forever, we'll see. Where does that go? And I imagine it'd be the same place that these are certified.
Because then there's
the pilots.
Right. There's the Bell. Bell's making another one, which is going to be competitive here in the marketplace, which is going to be their speedy new and Blackhawk variant.
What's that one called though?
This is the V280 Velour.
Yes, that makes sense.
So this is the one that's coming. This is the one that's coming to marketplace as well. So when these
Augusta 609, isn't that it?
Yeah, there's the 609,
right?
which is a version of that, which they had a fatal accident with, which I don't know where the actual development went. So I think it was the 609 aircraft was.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, just 3 days ago. I know I saw this. Leonardo's progressing on the training center and the Augusta Westland 609.
Okay, so the AW
prepares for production of the 609. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one. Let me get this one up here because.
Yep. That was coming.
This is another one that's in the marketplace, which they did have, and they have flown this prototype. I've actually touched this prototype.
Yeah, we were at the show.
Yeah,
a long time ago when they
introduced it.
Yeah,
and it was Augusta Westland Bell was originally the two people.
The accident.
Correct. And then they had their accident, and then I think it was grounded for almost about a year and a half before they brought it back. And so now it's almost mission ready. Which originally the first one was supposed to be delivered in Bristow colors, which was one of the companies that had put in I guess some orders for them in the not too distant future. So there's that. Now that we've gone completely and blown the cover off of the things that we understand about VTOLs and where these aircraft are going, there's a lot to this conversation, and that's my thing. Which one's going to win at the gate? Right? It's the one that wins at the gate, or the one that gets able to be productive in producing your Amazon package at your doorstep, or whatever. Those are going to be your winners. And right now, it's a crowded field, lots of money. I want to see a winner. I know I have my winner. Because it looks awesome, and I think it's going to work very, very well.
Yep.
Yeah. So the fact that you have both already makes you kind of it's kind of a small club, to be dual rated, but we're lucky.
Yeah.
We're both lucky, and it's nice to have experience in both.
Yep.
Hey, but you know what's also great? You guys out there keeping us in the conversation.
Yes.
So remember, like, subscribe, and follow. Keep up to date in the latest news. And as you can see, the new ticker is kind of bringing people in here and there. So if you're part of the discussion, there's something you want to see us discuss, leave us a comment in the description below.
Type down below.
Yeah, in the comments below, I should say.
Let us know.
And let us know, and we will we'll get to you guys and get something to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So with that said, I think I'm done for this lovely Monday. How about yourself?
I think I'm good. Yeah. Remember, guys, as Mike just said, thanks for all the support. Would like, subscribe, share. Remember to hit the bell icon down below. I know some people have mentioned to me lately they're not getting notifications. So just remember to hit that bell down there and try to make sure that works. Also, again, just touching on what we mentioned a bit early in the show, right? We're going to try to go to an air show later this week, Sun and Fun.
I'm going to try.
In the area, Lakeland, and kind of where we live in Florida. And hopefully the weather's good, and we're going to try to live stream from there and then get you guys some pictures, some video, make some extra content for you guys, later.
Right.
And so that's what I got.
That's it. Guess what I just realized? I never changed the title on the title screen, but I'm going to go to it anyhow on the way out. I think it's going to say, it's just dark, but anyhow. Hey, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care.
Are we thinking of going to Oshkosh at all? That's what James is asking.
I don't know.
We've just briefly talked about it.
That's a toughie. It's a tougher one to pull off. Maybe? We'll have to.
I wouldn't say no because I actually haven't been to Oshkosh. I've been to Lakeland a bunch of times.
I have not been to
a lot
Oshkosh
of air
as well.
shows. There's been tons of air shows, you know, right? But yeah, I admit I haven't actually been to Oshkosh, so maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to
maybe.
see. I think is the Blues, are the Blue Angels going to?
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
There's going to be a Raptor there, and then the F-18 is going to be there. I think the new Super Hornets are going to be there, not the old F-18s, but
the new Super Hornets. This is going to be their first show,
which is pretty cool
that they've done.
James says to join if we
Did
get
you go?
well,
Hey.
Okay.
We might have to do it then.
I'd like to go, but yeah, so.
We'll check it out.
Yep.
Hey, on that note, hey, everybody, have a great day, and we will see you all coming on Wednesday. Take care.
Enjoy the music heading out. Take it
See
easy.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, see, I didn't change the bottom. Yeah, it should have.
Oh, yeah, you didn't put the title in.
I didn't put this, so it should have. What show number should it have been?
32. I think.
Really?
Wait, no.
Well, get it right. We've already screwed up enough.
33.
33.
33.
Hold on, watch this. We didn't get it right coming in, but we got it right going out.
Oh,
Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Ready? It's the magic of television. This is great. Hold on.
Production quality at its highest
There.
level.
Should have been there at the beginning. We do it better than anybody else.
Thank you
No,
for
we
the
don't.
support.
Thank you, guys.
And enjoy some tunes for a little bit longer. And then, yeah, so this is, again, Harris Heller. Thanks, Harris.
Thank you.
Thanks, Harris. Welcome to YouTube, Harris,
Oh,
by the way.
We'll see ya.
All right, guys.
All right, take
easy.
care. Have a good one, guys. Peace. Bye.